It's the master data, product data, advanced analytics, and data sciences operation teams in Philips GBS spread across multiple sites worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Shashwat Okkar. Put your hands together, everybody, and let's welcome Shashwat Okkar on the stage.
Thanks so much for this opportunity to talk in front of this audience. I hope I'm audible. Of course, like a lot of other speakers, I was trying to think what will be the right topic to discuss in this chat. And I think one of the pertinent topics is really, are we getting the right return on investment with AI or generative AI or whichever type of AI we are talking about. And what I tried to do is, from the learnings that we have had by getting technology implemented, I thought I will share some nuggets in that direction. Keeping in mind, I have a lot of leaders here from AI and analytics. I think it will be an apt topic to discuss about. I do want to talk about challenges, and that is what I'm starting with. So the first challenge that you see is, in a lot of discussions with our GCC leaders, as well as from our partners, we talk about use cases. I'm a student of statistics. And statistics says that when you do sampling, you should always do greater than equal to 5%. Generally, use cases are 0.05% from a population perspective. And hence, you work on something, you get leadership excited. Leadership is always thinking about potential, the CXOs. They always think on potential of what you can bring to the table, and they will go and invest. And they want the results as of yesterday. So how do we really get out of that challenge is what I will be talking about. So on the first, on the first thing that you see, it's really a drop in the ocean. We should think bigger. As everybody else have always said, think bigger, so please think bigger. I will delve into it a little bit more later on. The next part is the tech and business leadership. So a lot of times what happens, as I was talking about, you will have the leadership, the CXOs buying into your product solution because it has immense potential, because that is what they always look at. And of course, the excited tech teams are there to really sell it. But what about the rest of the teams? And this is very crucial for GCCs, because we are talking about a team which is probably geographically a bit different, but in eventuality, they are the same team. But what happens with these investments are, usually you have leadership buy-in, you have, of course, the technology head buy-in, but you don't have rest of the teams. So how do we really get the teams working together consciously, not by design, not by something by chance? So that is what, that will be my second theme. And the third theme is about, which I'm sure everybody understands. And this is also taken, I think one of the esteemed speakers also talked about it. Huge gap in delivering the product and solution and realizing the business outcome. So there's a business outcome that you think, the leadership thinks I will get this outcome. What I get is a certain user story and how much progress it has made. That is not something that a leader is looking for from technology investment. So how do we really bridge that gap? Again, of course, I don't have a lot of, I'm trying to give some solution, but it is up to you how you will make it happen. Also, I'm sure you will like Samir to host these type of sessions continuously. So we will need to keep the times rolling, the good times rolling, which is why this is what I thought it's a good theme for us to talk about. All right, so this I've already mentioned, and I have some picture here. Drop in the ocean is a use case. Please, let's move on and talk about something that is mimicking real life, not a happy flow, not something that is very simple, which will never articulate the problems and complexities that a real world has. However, thinking too big will also not help. If you think of it from an enterprise perspective, you've lost the game. You will think about it for another 1 year, nothing will happen, nobody will buy your product or solution or whatever you are giving. So essentially, you need to find out a sweet spot, middle path or whatever you want to call it. That's what I call pilot. You can name it anything, but pick up something that is statistically greater than 5% from a sample perspective, And then you can call it pilot, you can pull it, you can say domain, geography, whatever you want to pick up, but something that represents the complexity that you would like to solve. This is crucial. This is keeping in mind the point 2 and point 3 of my, one of the other slides that I was talking about. Everybody is intelligent. I have probably the most intelligent folks that are possible in Bangalore. So how do we make sure that we are embedding this intelligence within the businesses? Already another esteemed speaker did tell about there should not be any difference, or we should not actually talk about two teams. We should not talk about central teams. Businesses and business leadership want technologists and AI engineers to be in their teams. We need to make that happen, as well as the other side, which is all the business managers also want, and technology managers also want business folks to be there. So how do we consciously make that happen is something that is a need of the hour. So we should really consciously move away from calling out GCC, tech team, central team. How do we make it more coming together? Again, that is something that is up to you, how you want to do it as leaders. The other part is customer experience. So if customer experience is your main outcome that you are driving towards, or any other business outcome that you are driving towards, let's keep it simple. Let's move away from talking about technology, but what is it that will give to the certain organizations that you are part of. So that's what the graphic is about. Milestone-related delivery of projects. So you have milestones, user stories, whatever that is. I think it's not bad. But how do we move towards continuously delivering results on a pilot? Again, you cannot deliver result on an enterprise level when you are starting off. But you can always do it from when you are doing it from a pilot perspective, you have the right context, you have the right size, not big, not too small, but really delivering impact day by day, week by week, whichever your the right frequency is. A lot of discussions on AI platforms. Very good, platforms are great, but it's about what is it that you are driving. That is more important, and that is what we should talk about, right? And the third one is about customer-focused metric, kind of same. So I'll continue to talk about that huge gap. One of the examples that I was thinking about is, you can today decide to invest in, let's say, fixed income growth plan. It looks very attractive today. Yeah? After 5 years, whatever amount you decided, it will look too little. So for leaders, for management professionals, it's very important that you are working together to give them the bad news much earlier than you give it after 1 year or after 6 months. So let's work together as a team, and that is what you should go and do with your parent organization, if that is the word, and really embed this AI in the business functions and not really keep that as a separate topic. There's nothing exotic about doing AI. You need to embed it within the business teams so that the business teams actually win out of usage of AI. All right, so this is, again, a bit emphasis on the workforce of future. Technology is accessible to all. Everybody understands what they are talking about. All the business people, trust me, they actually want to become AI engineers. They actually want to do AI. I think, again, that was also touched upon. I think I had great preamble in terms of the sessions that happened before me. So technology is accessible to all. Everybody wants to become AI engineers. Why don't you make it more democratized and then make it happen? One of the other things that we have seen is staff shortage, which is all-encompassing. So actually, by that, what you are making is 1 + 1 = 3. So that is what you are doing by embedding the AI, whatever, AI technology, whatever word you want to use, you are actually embedding that within the business and then reaping the benefits, because then what will happen is you have this whole discussion about, hey, I will measure whatever I can control. I will not measure what I cannot control. I mean, that has been, I'm talking about evolution of GCCs. Some do that, some don't do that. Up to you. But what we will move to, if we have embedded AI folks within the business, is that movement from what is under my control. That will not come in. What will come in is more about what is the output that I am trying to get to. And you will see some example here from an output perspective. And again, my idea is not to go through what these metrics are, but the idea was really, how do we get to a situation where we have within business folks who are talking about really not only business, but talking about technology. Similarly, on the technology side, you have people who are talking about business metrics, and hence, you actually make the magic happen. Again, one of the esteemed speakers talked about issue with technology return on investment. This was my way to kind of share with you what we have seen over the years has happened with technology. How do we really take it to a place where this will make a real difference to your organization? Hence, let's not talk about GCC. Let's talk about how do we make it happen from a business perspective, whatever you are doing. Yep, so everyone works for the same outcome. That is my one of the lines that I have written here. So I think it's time that we move more towards together, inclusive type of metric, which really drives the customer, what the customer wants, and not about siloed technology team, central team, IT team, GB, whatever those teams are. How do we make it all pervasive? I just have a few seconds left, so thank you so much for hearing me.